Congressman Molinar, GOP Chair Laura Cox, to all of you who have been with us every step of the way, it is great to be back in the Great Lakes State, just 80 minutes from Election Day when we re-elect President Donald Trump for 4 more years. It is really great to be with you all. A special treat tonight to be with my much better half. She's a military mom. She's been committed to helping our military families. Been my wife for 35 years, but she's the best second lady the United States has ever had. Would you join me in thanking my wonderful wife, Karen Pence? But we're here tonight for the same reason you are. For one reason, and one reason only, and that is that Michigan and America need 4 more years of President Donald Trump in the White House. It's on, and the road to victory goes straight through Michigan. You all are great to be out tonight, and you know, I gotta tell you, I just spoke to the president. He just finished up in Wisconsin. But he can't wait to get to Grand Rapids. It's great to be back here tonight. We'll never forget being in Grand Rapids 4 years ago tonight. The clock ticked past midnight. It was Election Day 2016. The President spoke till about 1:30 in the morning. And he walked up to me after he walked off the stage. He looked out at a crowd just like this one, and he slapped me on the shoulder and said, "Mike, I don't know about you, but that doesn't look like second place." And it still doesn't. Michigan did it before, and I know Michigan's gonna do it again. We're gonna show America that Michigan is Trump country. But thank you all for coming out. What an incredible sight. And I know there's more people waiting to get in. And I'm telling you what, it really is incredible to be with you. And it's also great to be here with some great leaders who've served alongside with us every step of the way. Would you join me in thanking 2 of the most principled conservative leaders in Congress? 2 men have been with us every step of the way, Congressman John Molinar and Congressman Bill Huizenga. And how about the next congressman from the 3rd Congressional District, Peter Meyer? And earlier tonight, the President and I were with a friend of mine. Got to know him over the last couple of years. He's a man of integrity, dedicated to his family. He's a West Point graduate, a combat veteran, a businessman, and the next senator from the great state of Michigan, John James. You know, 4 years ago, we inherited a military that had been hollowed out by devastating budget cuts. An economy that was struggling to break out of the slowest recovery since the Great Depression. Terrorism was on the rise around the world, and we witnessed a steady assault on our most cherished values. But in 3 short years, we rebuilt our military. We revived our economy. We secured our border, supported law enforcement, and stood for life, liberty, and the Constitution of the United States. Incredible. And on the economy, after Joe Biden spent 8 years in the White House trying to tax and spend and bail us back to a growing economy, President Donald Trump created the greatest economy in American history, and we are doing it again. How about those new GDP numbers last week? Isn't that something? The American economy grew by more than 33%.
Thank you very much, Grand Rapids. You know, this was our final night prior to a very, very big victory. That was it. Remember, we left it around 1 o'clock in the morning. I got home, my wife said, now First Lady, said, you have to be kidding. We came home late and then we watched a beautiful victory, and we're gonna have another beautiful victory tomorrow. And we're going to win the state of, you know what we're going to win. We're going to win this state so easily. We're going to win the state of Michigan so easily. We want to do it just like last time, but let's give me a little bit more margin than that, if you don't mind. So we're going to win the state of Michigan, and we are going to win 4 more years in that very beautiful, beautiful, beautiful house. It's called the White House. We made history together 4 years ago, and tomorrow we're going to make history once again. So this has been really, this was amazing. Grand Rapids, I'll never forget it though. And you know, we were called late in the evening. Rana, thank you very much, wherever you may be. She kept calling, saying, one more trip to Michigan. I'm telling you, one more trip. And then we heard Crooked Hillary was coming back because they were hearing, you know, Michigan hadn't been won for a long time, many, many years by a Republican. We heard that Barack Hussein Obama and Hillary and Bill was the only one that got it right. Said, you don't want to run against Trump. He said that very early. He was the only one. He's the only one that understood what was going on, actually. But they came and they wanted to be in Michigan, which was unscheduled. So I got a call from Rana and the whole group, and they said, could you go back? We got here at 12 o'clock in the evening. I started speaking at 12:30, now election day. I'll never forget it. We had 32,000 people, almost as many as we have tonight. And I said to my team, we have to, this is it. You know, we've done 5, but actually 6, because we ended up last night around 2 o'clock in the morning in Miami. So we can say that includes on this, so that would be 6. We've done 6 of these big, and everyone was just a lot of people. And you know what? There was a lot of love. There was a lot of love. A lot of love. We had 45,000 people in Florida last night. By the way, we're doing very well in Florida. We're doing very, very well in Wisconsin. We're doing very well in Texas. I hear great things about Texas. You know, they're saying Texas may be even, well, you know, then you think, Sleepy Joe Biden's against guns. That's not good for Texas, right? He's against oil. Oil isn't good. If you're against oil, I don't think it's good. That's not good politics, right, Texas? And he's against God. Right? So, you know, when you have guns, oil, and God, and he's doing well in Texas, I don't think so. But I actually know for a fact we're doing very well in Texas. I think we're doing very well all over. I think you're going to have, I don't know if it's as much of a surprise. I don't know what's a surprise. We fulfilled everything we said we were going to fulfill, and that's why people are here. And we did some things that we never even talked about, right? We never talked about Space Force. We got in, and I said, you know what? I looked at Russia. I looked at China. I said, we need Space Force. And we did it first time in 74 years, not since the Air Force. But I want to thank you all. You know, we have a great group of people here. I'd like to show our appreciation for our phenomenal Vice President, Mike Pence, and his amazing wife, Karen. Did he make a good speech? I saw him on the plane, and I couldn't sort of. Did he make a good speech? He's great. I'll tell you what. It was close. It was close. If I had my choice between Mike and Kamala, I think it's a very close choice, but I think we'll take Mike. I think we'll stick with Mike and Karen. No. By the way, how badly did he beat her in that debate? Did you ever hear the expression, if that were a fight, they would have stopped it? But anyway, no, Mike's been great from day one, and I appreciate it. I also want to thank Don Jr., Eric, Ivanka, Tiffany. Words cannot express how proud you make me every single day. No matter what happens tomorrow, I'm very proud of you all. But if we don't win, I'll never speak to them again. They like him. They like them all. No, I'm very proud. We're very proud of you. Thank you. Look at these people. There's a lot of spirit here. A lot of spirit. No, it's funny though. I kept saying we have to finish off here. We have to do it. It's just we can be a little bit superstitious, right? But you people, you've been great. You've been great. And I think we're going to have a tremendous victory in Michigan. Don't forget, 4 years ago, I said, why are so many car companies leaving? You know, you were losing everything to Mexico and to China and to, frankly, Canada, and you were losing everything. And we stopped it. And now you have many, many car plants that have already been built, are being built, renovation 17. You didn't have a deal in like 42 years or so. It was always going out. Now they're all coming in. I want to thank Prime Minister Abe of Japan. I said, Shinzo, you got to do me a favor, Shinzo. You got to build some plants. And he said, no, we are the government. We don't do that. That's up to the private sector. I said, no, Shinzo, you got to do it. You got to do it. It's not fair. You're sending too many cars and they're built in Japan. We wanted them built in Michigan. We want them built in Ohio. We want them built in South Carolina, North Carolina. We got to do it. He says, but I do not do that, Donald. And the next day they announced 5 companies are coming to Michigan. So, but he's a great guy. And he retired. He wasn't, had some difficulty with his health, but he was a great Prime Minister of Japan, and he did a great favor to Michigan and to us, to all of us. We have a lot of activity in Michigan. It would be nice if your governor would open up the state, however. We're going to open up the state. Open up your schools, open up the state, go back, get back to business. The only one that's allowed to roam free is her husband. What's her husband like? Remember, that wasn't so long ago. He's allowed to do whatever he wants, but everybody else, you're not allowed to leave your house or your apartment. No, she's got to open up your schools, open up the state, go back. Okay, now we're going to get back to business for political. They think it hurts us in the election. Actually, it helps us, okay? Who has voted so far? Has anyone voted? Okay, good. Because you're saving it, right? You're saving it for Tuesday, right? No, we do. We're going to have a red wave. They call it the Great Red Wave, like nobody's ever seen before. Like nobody's ever seen. So based on just, early results, though, Florida looks like it's phenomenal. Just phenomenal. North Carolina is looking great. I think they're all looking great. Ohio is looking fantastic. We won Ohio last time by 8 points, and I said, well, why are, these fake polls that they put out, they're called suppression polls. If they make them bad enough, they hope you don't want to waste your time and vote, right? We love our president, but if he's losing by 250 points, let's stay home and have dinner, darling. And it doesn't work because you people don't go for the bait, do you? It's really amazing. And I think we're winning. I think we're going to win everything. I think tomorrow's going to be one of the greatest wins in the history of politics. I want to give A very special thank you also to Jared Kushner, who is in the process of negotiating a little thing called peace in the Middle East. Great guy. Great guy. They like that. They like the sound. Peace in the Middle East without blood all over the sand, no blood in the sand, and no cost, just peace. Already 3 countries, UAE, a great leader, Mohammed, great leader. And just, 3 countries have already signed. Bahrain, it's already signed. Sudan, and we have many, many countries. How many do we have lined up? Like, it'll be more than 10. Now, what would happen if Sleepy Joe Biden had to take over the deal? You know what happens? That's the end of that deal. You can forget that deal, the sleepy one. Lara Trump, thank you, Lara. What a job you do. What a job you do. Lara's a specialist on a place called North Carolina, I will tell you. She lived there and she grew up there and they love her there. And Pennsylvania, that extends to Pennsylvania next door. And you said that we're doing phenomenally there, right? So I think that's right. She said win. I think they're both wins, big wins. We've got to be careful, though, because the Pennsylvania deal with that decision, you can count the ballots later on and count them whatever you'd like. No, we have to be very, very careful with that. That causes a lot of problems. I want to thank Kimberly Guilfoyle. Kimberly is fantastic from day one. I'd watch her on the 5, and she always liked me right from the beginning, so I always liked her. If they don't like me, I never like them. It's funny the way that works. But she was their big star, and she did great, and thank you very much, Kimberly. I appreciate it very much. And Tiffany, thank you for the job you do. She goes around from place to place. She just graduated from law school. She just graduated from Georgetown. She did a great job. Thank you, honey. Thank you very much. Great job. And Michael, thank you very much. Thank you very much. To all of our supporters here tonight, I really want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We've worked very hard in 4 years. We've been hit by fake investigations, fake scandals, fake impeachments. We've had so many things that the witch hunt, I call it the witch hunt. And it turned out to be a phony witch hunt, and they should have known it the first day. They did know it the first day, but it's the deep state. It's whatever you want to call it, but, it should have never happened. Think of it. They spied on our campaign. They got caught. They tried to take down a duly elected president of the United States. They got caught, and you know who knew all about it? Barack Hussein Obama and Sleepy Joe Biden. They knew all about it. They knew all about it. And then I watched the fake news back there. Look at all of them. Look at all of the fake news. Isn't that nice? It's a lot of fake news. Then I watched the fake news saying, his attitude is a very tough attitude. He's not very nice. He's a very nasty person. No. We're defending ourselves. We're defending all of these people that voted for us with these fake. And then what happens? It turns out to be that it was them that were guilty of all of these horrible crimes, including the crime of treason. Because when you try and take down a duly elected president, it's called treason. It's called big stuff. It's big stuff. So we're going to see how that all works out. We're going to see how but that's another reason we want to go for a long time, frankly, because you know what? We started something incredible. We built the greatest economy in the history of the world. We then had to close it down for a period of time. We saved millions of lives. Remember, the original estimate was 2.2 million people would die from the China plague, and they could have kept it in China. They didn't get infected in the rest of China after Wuhan province, but it came out to the world. It came out to Europe and the United States and 188 countries all over the world, and we can never forget that. And we signed a great trade deal with China, but it doesn't mean so much. The ink wasn't dry. and all of a sudden this happened. But the job we've done, when you see the numbers, and you're going to hear the numbers because they're coming out very soon, the job we've done has been an incredible job. We had to close it up. We saved millions of lives. We now opened it up. You saw what happened. 33.1%, the fastest in the history of our country. The fastest growth, the biggest growth in the history of our country. But you've been there right from the beginning. We've all been together, and I'll tell you what, we very much appreciate it. And think of how it could have been different, except I think in a way, we would have been less popular. Somebody said, because they would have said, just another presidency. This time, you know we had to fight for you. We had to fight. You understood it. You understood the hoax better than anybody. It was a hoax, the Russian hoax. And after spending $48 million, 18 angry Democrats and smart people, vicious. They were vicious, they were smart. If they could find any little morsel, and they went over taxes, and they went over everything you can go over. They spent $48 million, 2.5 years, the Mueller investigation scam, and they come up, no collusion, there's no collusion after all of that, which makes me perhaps the most innocent man anywhere in the history of the United States. Now, a friend of mine called me up, very smart guy. He said, I can't imagine anybody could go through 2.5 years, $48 million, 18 killers, some of whom worked for Hillary Clinton, right? Crooked Hillary. And it turned out they're the ones dealing with Russia. What a disgrace. So let's see what happens. It's too bad it's going so slowly. There's plenty of info there, and I try and stay uninvolved. Someday I'm going to have to get involved, maybe. I try and stay uninvolved. Going too slowly. No, sir, we'd rather not do anything before the election. Well, they did it to me before. They did during, before, and after. These are bad people. Comey, the worst director in the history of the FBI, a crooked person. Did you leak, remember, Chuck Grassley? Did you leak the information to the newspapers? He choked when he heard Chuck Grassley from Iowa, great gentleman. He looked at that guy, he said, did you leak? And he said, yes, he choked. You know, the guy choked like a dog, Comey. He leaked, he lied, he did a lot of things. You saw the report by Inspector General Horowitz, who, by the way, did a great report. That was a great report, Inspector General Horowitz, and I appreciate it. But you saw that on Comey. Comey should hang his head in disgrace. But we had to go through all this stuff. Think if we didn't have any of it. We probably wouldn't have done as well. You know, it's true. We might not have done as well. And we might not have these massive crowds because you saw what was happening. You got it. We might not have had. So I just want to tell you, we appreciate you so much. We really do. We appreciate you so much. And now we have to build on what we've done. Nobody has done what we've done. No administration has done. Thank you. Wow, I love you too. I love you too. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's really nice. You know, in the history of politics, nobody's ever heard that expression before. It's true. Look, Ronald Reagan, we like Ronald Reagan, right? But nobody ever said, we love you, we love you. Nobody's ever heard it before. Nobody's ever heard it before. It's an expression, true. You know, they were covering it the other night. They're looking back, oh, they want to find it so badly. They want to find somebody so badly. But it's never been said before, to the best of anyone's knowledge, and we appreciate it. I'll tell you what, when you hear that, I had a nice life. I had the greatest life. But you know what? I'm so happy. This was the greatest decision I ever made because we have done so much good together. We've done it together. We couldn't have done it without you. And we've done so much, from the biggest tax cuts in history to regulation cuts, the biggest ever. We have cut regulations at a level that nobody believed. It would take 18 to 20 years to get a highway approved. We have it down to 2. It'll soon be down to 1. And it may not get approved. It may be an environmental problem. It may be a safety problem. But it shouldn't take 20 years. It shouldn't take 19 years, one at 21 years. And by the time you get it approved, it's, first of all, you start off as a young man on a highway project, and you end up in retirement, and then you get a rejection. We rejected 3-2, some board somewhere. No, we've done a great job, and we've rebuilt our military. We just got a 91% approval from our veterans. The veterans just gave us a 91% approval, highest we've ever got. With your